Hello, everyone, and good morning, and welcome back to English. Today, we are going to be talking about theme, and we're going to be looking at a vignette and breaking it down together and picking out the theme of the story. Okay, so let's get started. Let me go ahead and share the screen. And I want to bring out my annotating tools as well. Those down here. All right, so like I said, theme. Well, and the name of the vignette that we're going to be doing today is called Four Skinny Trees. So just kind of imagine this picture when we go through it. All right, come on, there we go. Okay, so our TEKS, we're doing 10th grade 6 multiple genres, listening, speaking, and reading and writing, and thinking using multiple text literary elements. The student recognizes and analyzes literary elements within and across increasingly complex, traditional, contemporary, classical, and diverse literary texts. The student is expected to analyze how themes are developed through characterization and plot, including comparing similar themes in a variety of literary texts representing different cultures. And our objective today, the student will explore how theme affects characters so that they can connect to multiple texts. You will know if you have it, if you can score a 70% or higher on your formative that we'll have at the end. If you score a 70% or below on the Go Formative assessment, then I will provide additional resources that you can go through on your own after class. If you score over a 90, there will be optional enrichment for you as well. Okay, so some vocabulary words that I've used that I want to make sure everyone understands. A vignette. A vignette is a short descriptive literary passage that conveys an impression about a character, setting, object, or mood. You can write that definition down in your writer's notebook if you need to. It would not hurt you to do that. An inference, same thing. It can be written down in your writer's notebook. Something that is inferred, especially a conclusion or opinion that is formed because of known facts or evidence. So it's an educated guess. Does anybody know any other word that might mean the same thing as an inference? You might have heard it in, let's say, science. Alexis. Yes, it is a hypothesis. A hypothesis and an inference is the exact same thing. They use hypothesis in science. We use inferences in English. Exact same thing. So remember, it's an educated guess based on facts or evidence. All right, so let's dive right into it. So also in your writer's notebook, if you want to write down in your own words this definition of theme. Theme is a universal idea, lesson, or message explored throughout a work of literature. One key characteristic of literary themes is their universality, which is to say that themes are ideas that not only apply to the specific characters and events of a book or a play, but also expresses broader truths about human experience that readers can apply to their own lives. Essentially, they are the moral lesson or message. So you just need to keep in your mind that the theme is what the author wants you to learn or come away with after reading their story. Every author, when they write, they have a message that they want to get to you, and they don't always write it down and go, this is the lesson that you need to learn. They love kind of hiding it in there and keeping it between the lines. So keep yourself open and, ask yourself these questions as you go through, and they might help you pick out the theme. So some just general questions you can ask. What did the character learn? How did the character grow or change throughout the story? Why did the character act this way? What are they truly saying when they're speaking and how are they speaking. So keep those things in mind as we go through our vignette today. All right, so as I read this, I want you to imagine like Brooklyn, the boroughs of New York, and how it's just buildings everywhere. Okay. There's really no parks and grass, not like maybe where you live. Okay. So, Four Skinny Trees by Sandra Cisneros. And this is from the book, The House on Mango Street. So have any of you read The House on Mango Street? Anybody give me a thumbs up if you have. Okay, a few of you have read bits and pieces. All right, awesome. All right, so just listen as I read it the first time. They are the only ones who understand me. I am the only one who understands them. Four skinny trees with skinny necks and pointy elbows like mine. Four who do not belong here, but are here. Four raggedy excuses planted by the city. From our room, we can hear them. But Nini just sleeps and doesn't appreciate these things. Their strength is their secret. They send ferocious roots beneath the ground. They grow up and they grow down and grab the earth between their hairy toes and bite the sky with violent teeth and never quit their anger. This is how they keep. Let one forget his reason for being. They'd all droop like tulips in a glass, each with their arms around the other. Keep, keep, keep. Trees say when I sleep. They teach. When I am too sad and too skinny to keep keeping, when I am a tiny thing against so many bricks, then it is I look at trees. When there is nothing left to look at on this street, four who grew despite concrete, four who reach and do not forget to reach, four whose only reason is to be and be. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to look at this first paragraph together, and I'm going to help you annotate it. So hold on, let me bring up my annotation stuff. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to circle words that pop out to me, and then I'm going to underline words that I feel are descriptive. All right, so there are only, wait, let me turn this. Sorry, guys. There are only ones who understand me. And I'm going to underline understand. Okay, and then I am the only one who understands them. Four skinny trees with skinny necks and pointy elbows like mine. Four, she's using four again. There's a repetition word there. Who do not belong here, but are here. Four raggedy excuses. Planted by the city. From our room, we can hear them, but Nini just sleeps and doesn't appreciate them. I'm going to put this in parentheses because I want to know why she's mentioning Nini. So what I'm going to do, because I did this on my own paper. So I'm going to skip it over here so that way you can see it a little better and how I wrote it in. So I'm trying to get rid of my annotation marks. Let me see if I can clear them. Okay, there we go. All right, so you can copy this down to make it easier for you. She, as you can see, there was a lot of repetition in this section where she repeated 4, right? And like I said, why is Nini mentioned here? And so 4, she repeated 3 times. And then she described the trees. They're skinny. They don't belong where they are. They're raggedy excuses put there by someone. And so I feel like the author is trying to tell us that she's feeling isolated, that they don't fit in, that they're misunderstood, the trees. Okay. So if everybody understands that, then give me a thumbs up. If you're completely lost, give me a thumbs down. If you're with me, but you're not 100%, give me an in the middle. Okay. So good job for the most part. We've got some thumbs up. Let's keep going. And those that are kind of in the middle, if you have some questions for me at the end of the lesson, then I can help you out. Let's keep going and see if you can get it in this next section. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to put you all in a breakout room. I've already assigned you with a partner, and it's going to be 2 of you, and you're going to have 2 minutes. And I want each of you to work equally to annotate this next section with a partner. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you what I did. And I want you to compare it and see if you picked up on the same things. Okay, so make sure you're working together to find all of the clues for the theme. Okay, I'm going to send you to your breakout rooms now. Okay, welcome back from your breakout rooms. Hopefully you and your partner worked well together and that you got everything. This is what I got. Their strength is secret. That is so powerful right there. They send ferocious. I circled that. Roots beneath the ground. They grow up and they grow down. I circled grabbed the earth between their hairy toes. That's very descriptive there. And they bite the sky. Very descriptive, with violent teeth, and never quit their anger. So they're angry. That's very, very important right there. This is how they keep. All right. Then down here, let one forget his reason for being. They'd all droop like tulips in a glass. It's a simile. I had to point it out there for you. Each with their arms around the other. They keep. Trees say when I sleep. So she's sleeping and she can still hear them. They teach. It's very, very big right there, how the trees are teaching her how to kind of be a human and be a person and how to fight through things. So in this section, I put down that they were fierce, angry, and determined, and it's a very visual section. The first and last sentence are simple and direct, and there's strong adjectives and verbs up here. And then down here, each keeps the other strong. And there's a lot of repetition and rhyme in this section. So did everybody get a lot of those things? Okay. All right. That's awesome. Did anybody have anything that they wanted to add? Oh, I love that analogy about how she's keeping her strength as a secret because she doesn't want people to see how truly strong she is. Okay. That's a good analogy of it. Okay, so now let's do this last section. And you're going to do this section on your own. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. You're going to go through and annotate it on your own. And then when we come back together, I'll show you what I have done. So 2 minutes. I'm starting my timer. Go. Okay, now that the 2 minutes are up, let's come back together. All right, so here's what I did. So compare it with yours and see if you kind of picked out the same things. So I circled, when I'm too sad and too skinny to keeping, when I am a tiny thing against so many bricks. I can picture that in my head. I can see it. It's starting to come to life. And this right here is very powerful. Then it is I look at the trees. So when she feels like she's giving up, she's looking at the trees for strength. When there is nothing left to look at on this street, And again, here she goes again with repeating the four. Four who grew despite concrete. Four who reached and do not forget to reach. Four whose only reason is to be and be. So here again, like I said, she's repeating those, the four 3 times. The trees, they grew despite concrete. They keep reaching. They're not giving up. They know their reason. And so here is where she's telling us the so what, why she's doing what she's doing. And so my overall page looks like this. And let me close that. The concrete is the barriers, the limits, all the things that box us in. So has anybody ever felt like this, like things that are keeping you down, but you still have to keep going and not let them keep you down? Okay. All right. Maybe. Perfect. Yes, I totally agree. You know, having to fight and get past those barriers and do those things. Yeah, I totally agree. Okay. So the theme that I got from this is she's talking about her identity, right? Okay. So Esperanza is trying to figure out who she truly is in this vignette. She feels she doesn't belong, just as the trees don't belong, right? The trees, like Esperanza, don't belong. Both the trees and Esperanza, they're stuck in a place that they don't want to be stuck in. Has anybody ever felt like that? Like they feel just stuck and that they're trying really hard to get out of it. So what I want you to do tonight for your homework and your writing notebook, and then you are going to turn it in to me, is you're going to write how you are like Esperanza. How are you stuck? Or is there something that is helping you get through this feeling of being stuck? How is your identity being affected by that, like hers was? Is it helping you like hers is to overcome it? Or are you still truly feeling stuck for right now? All right. So next class, when you come, we're going to do the Go Formative assessment and see where we all are. And then after that, we will see how we're doing and if we can move on to our next lesson. All right. I hope everybody has a good evening. And if you have any questions, please let me know.